Hey, cats! It's always worthwhile knowing that the Hungry Year is smack dab in the middle of a talent mecca of all sorts of music, poets, painters, and every chance we get, we love to meet with some of them. And tonight we got a really special opportunity. A longtime friend and a very talented guy. We're going to be talking with Bruce Adams. Why? Well, I could talk to Bruce Adams anytime, but tonight he's got his show that's been opened here in Buffalo, and he's an amazing painter, and you're going to see some of that work. But we're going to learn a little bit more about him, his painting, and his life, baby.
His life. Oh, yes. Well, we were just having a wonderful conversation, and we wanted to talk a little bit, Bruce, about, first of all, you live and work and teach in Buffalo, New York.
That's correct.
And you could be anywhere in the world. You could be Toronto, New York City, London, wherever. But you stay here, you make a fine living, and you do some amazing art. I guess our big question is, what's it like to be an artist of your caliber and with your colleagues and friends that you connect to here and beyond? What's it like living in Buffalo?
Well,
As an artist.
yeah, I understand. Buffalo is a great art community. And so, every choice you make in life is a compromise. So, making a choice to stay in Buffalo means there are things you're going to give up. You're going to give up the opportunity of a big city, of New York or LA. But what you're going to gain is the opportunities of a vibrant art community where you can actually make a difference, where you can have an impact. In New York, you're like one microcosm. You're like a tiny little speck in the sea of artists. In Buffalo, you can have an impact. You can make a difference, and that's what I think I do here.
Well, give us some background. I know that you go to New York and everything's about the work. You, for 40 years, have been teaching, but you managed to do lots of other things besides that. So give us a picture of some of the things you've done to make a difference.
Well, I mean, I do teach, and I teach. I've taught in public schools. I've taught at Buffalo State, other colleges. I'm also a writer for Buffalo Spree. I used to write for the Buffalo News. I was on the board of Hall Walls for many years, and the president. And then, the writing I do for Buffalo Spree is largely art critic. So, I have my opportunity to, you always think of an art critic as somebody who comments on what's going on in the art world, and that's true. But it also is somebody that supports the art world by getting the word out there that things are happening.
How do you choose your subjects? We know some of your subjects.
Well, I think the audience needs to know that most of my paintings are figures, humans, and they are people I know in this particular series. So I actually don't choose them as much as they volunteer. So once in a while I'll ask somebody, but more often I will just know somebody, and they will look at the art and say, "Oh, where do you get your models?" And I'll say, "Oh, they're friends," and they'll say, "Oh, I would love to model for you." And so I invite people who are ordinary people, who aren't professional models, to come to my studio, and they bring sometimes props, they bring various items of clothing, we improvise, we take a lot of photographs. I don't know exactly what I want, they don't know exactly what to do, and at the end we have something I can work with.
So you figure it out. But so see, now in my mind, my imagination, it was like you saw someone and there was a spark.
Yeah, it's
and
not
then
like that. But I'll tell you what it is. No, well, there is. Okay, I'll give you a little bit. There's a little bit of a spark, and that is that there are some people that kind of, have some kind of personality that you latch onto. You think this is going to be interesting. These people could be interesting. There is that. But I'll also take somebody that they're just interested. If they're really interested, the question is why. Like, why do you want to do this? What's your motivation? And I often ask them. Part of the whole modeling part is we sit down and have a long conversation where I talk about their thoughts about, like, why are you doing this? What motivates you? And I get to know the person, and then so these aren't really portraits. That's an important thing.
I think you build a performative element into your paintings. You always have. There's always been a sense of animation to the work that I've seen over the years, and I'm sure there's more to come.
Yeah.
There is
Thanks,
more to come.
Bruce.
Thank you.